Okay. Hopefully my audio does a lot better today because after watching some of the videos back, it has been cutting out a couple of times. But here's today's market review. So again, we start with the dollar from the daily profile. Again, the dollar is still respecting this fair value gap that was tapped all the way back in the middle of March. I expect us to complete this market maker sell model and take this low out just from looking at the daily profile. Drop down to the 4 hour. We see the exact same thing. Again, the 4 hour has now created a range from high to low, which was last week's template. Within that range from high to low, we also have a fair value gap here that's above 50% that we could be looking for a reaction off of in the midweek. Because again, if we're looking for lower price action, I would look for Tuesday to be high of the week, meaning that I would look for Monday and Tuesday to start riding up, and then Tuesday to be the reversal day profile. But that's really the main thing that I'm looking for. Again, this 4 hour fair value gap here looks really clean to me, but that's just the higher time frame bias. And then I will align from a day-to-day perspective inside of the kill zones. So with that being said, we move on to NAS. NAS is in a kind of weird place right now. So again, from the daily perspective, we've been extremely bullish. We just tapped into this higher time frame PD array, again, being internal liquidity here. We also have a form of external liquidity here, which would just complete, again, the sell side to buy side momentum shift. Up down to a four. Actually, we can stay on the daily. Within the daily time frame, we saw that last week we had this pullback. That pullback fell into this fair value gap here between the fair value gap that price fell into, and you saw the reaction. We didn't get a daily wick close here. And we actually closed after rating through it. So if we hop down onto our lower time frame, being a 4 hour, again, same exact perspective that we saw, and actually the 4 hour tapped into this mitigation block here perfectly before giving this reaction higher. So again, there's going from the daily to the 4 hour. So this week, I would expect us to take out this buy side liquidity here. That would be something that I would be very prominent of looking to be taken out, because again, we have now created this higher time frame momentum shift here, the pullback into an inefficient area on a higher time frame, and now we're starting to go higher. I would definitely want to see this fair value gap respected, because this is the fair value gap on the 4 hour time frame that's holding price to be bullish. But the main objective and the only thing that we really care about is this buy side target being tapped into this week. We can go to EU. Again, while being bearish on the dollar, I would be bullish on EU. As you can see on EU, again, the daily has been bullish for quite some time now. Same thing as the dollar is portraying. Again, the dollar is close to taking out this sell side liquidity and completing this market maker sell model. And same exact profile for EU, except it's opposite. So it's looking to complete this market maker buy model and take out this buy side liquidity here. Again, 4 hour time frame, we saw last week made this impulsive momentum here. So again, the framework or the premise for this week, we would want to see Monday and Tuesday trade lower, creating low of the week, and then we would want to see the rest of the week expand higher to again try and take out those buy side targets. Almost the same exact thing on AU, except again, AU is right now. So on the daily profile, again, we had this huge momentum shift here to the downside that fell into this 4 hour or into this daily fair value gap, again, within this huge price. So there was our pullback into the daily fair value gap. And we've seen from there, we've shown nothing but bullish momentum higher, even though this is the daily and these candles are not expanding. Like, we're not getting huge range expansions, but they are still expanding higher. If we drop down to a 4 hour time frame, we saw last week what happened. We had an impulsive momentum on Monday, and then the rest of the week traded back lower. So with AU, again, this is one of the pairs that I wouldn't necessarily want to be trading right now, just for the way that I trade, because the daily and the 4 hour are both showing we're in this range right now. So from this low here to this high here, and now this created high here, we're in between this range. I'm not really trying to get chopped up. I'm not really trying to trade this intraday. So I would kind of wait until this shows a momentum shift, rather that be breaking this low here, which will be internal liquidity, which could show us momentum side. Or again, if it wants to go bullish, then we would have to see clear forms of momentum breaking higher in order to give us some form of bullish price action. And then our next target would be the previous week's high. And then we have gold, which is the last thing to trade. Again, gold on a daily has been extremely bullish. Gold's been bullish all year. I've been calling 2070 since about mid-February, and that's still the premise that I'm looking for us to get to. Again, if we just look at the structure from the previous weeks, we had the week, or not last week, but the week before last, we respected this daily fair value gap here, an impulse higher breaking structure. And then we saw that this week, again, with all of the high impulse news that we had, we saw the expansion from Monday take off. And then again, gold didn't respect anything. It just continued to flow higher and continued to make higher price action throughout the entire week. So with what I would want to see now, again, now we have a low range and a high range with gold. Again, the same premise. I'm looking for that 2070 area to be rated. And if I'm looking at weekly profiles, what I would want to see for gold is gold on Monday and Tuesday, create lower price action, creating low of the week by Tuesday or by Wednesday. And then again, expanding higher if the weekly profile is to go bullish in order to take out this buy side liquidity here, which was previous week's high, and then obviously take out that 2070 level as well. Other than that, that is all of the higher time frame bias for the week. And then on a day-to-day perspective, again, 2 kill zones, the 3 to 5 a.m. kill zone, and then the 9 to 10 a.m. kill zone. Those are the only two time periods that I trade, and we're looking to align with price on that day-to-day perspective. But we already have our higher time frame analysis and bias going into the week to be able to help us with that intraday and that lower time frame entries. Again, if you guys have any questions or any concerns, just let me know. But that's about it for this week.